just wanted to come in with another deck review since I just have been loving this one that I recently got for my collective readings with the collective online and for friends, really just for anyone to use. I haven't really had a deck that I bought specifically for that, so that's why I decided to get this one. And I've seen so much about this one, the Ethereal Visions Illuminated tarot deck, which it's illuminated, so it has kind of that gold sheen and sparkle in the cards that you see, and the artwork and the story throughout is by Matt Hughes, which is really beautiful. I love to see the masculine's take on tarot. It's really beautiful when they make and construct decks. And it has 2 extra cards, which is really beautiful too. I purchased this at a physical shop in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I don't remember the name of the shop, but it was a really big toss-up between this and a couple others, but I knew I needed another tarot to add, because I have been using, as you guys know, the Gilded deck, and I wanted something a little bit brighter. Those cards are a little bit darker, so these cards are a lot brighter. And I also got the Beyond Lumerian Oracle deck, which I will review in another video. But we're gonna stick to this deck here and immediately go in, and I did go in, and since I have already used this deck, and it did come with wrapping, plastic around it, and this really quick guidebook. I really enjoy guidebooks that are really quick and easy to use and accessible. It's not like a big story, but I also appreciate books that are more in-depth and bigger and, you know, have a little bit more sturdiness with the pages. But this is also really beautiful just for when you're trying to give quick readings, which is like mainly this deck is for collective reading, so I'm gonna wanna be able to read quickly. And I think it's very important when you're getting a deck, if it has it, to study the book, because sometimes the intended message is different than the original tarot than what we think. So I really like to study my decks and their books so I can get in tune with the message and the element of the deck, because each deck is different and each deck has different messages. And like I said, this card has 2 extra cards. There's 2 extra major arcana cards, so you'll see those in there. So this is definitely meant to tell a story in a different way, and I really appreciate that when people come to making decks, they kind of make it their own. And I definitely, that's why like each deck I feel like has a certain energy. And I really was called to these because luckily the store had a section where you could just look at the cards before you bought them, and I kind of like doing that because then I can kind of read the card and see exactly how the energy is going to feel when I'm reading them. I can kind of tune in to my normal cards and see what pops up and see what feels different. Like each deck to me personally has a different feel because the artwork and the message is different. That was channeled through. No one deck or no 2 decks are the same. And I love that around here it has these like illuminated emblems. Like it's still pretty simple and straightforward, but at the same time it's really delicate and really beautiful. I really appreciate the artwork, and I really appreciate that this is the masculine's take on it, and you can see his signature in kind of each of the cards. So this is obviously his interpretation and his artwork, through his artwork and through the word of the book. So he also dedicated this deck and this artwork to his wife. It has like a really sweet little dedication in the beginning of the book. Let me show you the sweet dedication he wrote. Dedicated to my loving wife, Hope, without whom this would not have been possible. Thank you for believing in me even when I do not. Look how beautiful. Just thanking her for believing in everything that he does and supporting his mission, and it's really awesome. And I ended up looking both of them up on Instagram, and they are both artists, which is really cool. I love artist couples. It's just like never ending, never stopping inspiration. Like, that's a really beautiful card. And just like different depictions, you know, like you would have think maybe this would be the Two of Cups if you didn't see this, right? Maybe. But, or the page, like the page has similar emblem, but it's really temperance, and it kind of has similar meanings. So that's what I mean. Like each card, each deck with each artist is different, and they take each card, they have a different perspective on each card, which is why I think getting readings from different people that practice different types of magic and read cards differently is important, because you'll always get different perspectives, and to always go with people that, you know, you can listen to their word and resonate with it. That's always super important. Finding a reader that makes you feel comfortable and can translate your world and understand you. So these are two of the extra cards. The Well, like usually it ends at the Wheel, but we have the Well and the Arise, and it's super cute. I'm just wanting to give y'all a sneak peek, because I know when I'm purchasing decks or I hear about a deck, especially when you go in the store and they don't have like a sample deck for you to look at, it's kind of frustrating, because I am definitely the type of person that likes to look through and resonate my energy with the deck, because sometimes a deck will be very intriguing on the outside of the box, and then when you get to the cards, it's like, you know, I don't know if I would have gotten this firsthand if this is how the deck felt. And then it just teaches through a different lesson, which is beautiful as well. But I do appreciate being able to see the cards that I'm buying and feeling the energy of them before I do commit. Because I definitely have decks that I have bought that I really don't use and resonate with. And it's all good and dandy. But these reviews are from the people that enjoy looking at their cards or at certain decks, or that even are just looking for new decks to try out. This gives you a little sneaky peeky of what to expect. I just really love the softness in the colors. Like, it's really simple yet really beautiful and relaxing. Like, very pleasant. He makes a way of imagery really beautiful in translating the messages, which is what I really appreciate. All of these cards, I feel like looking at them, it's really easy to gain perspective and message once you know how to read the cards. Something I'm also going to do in the very near future, I'm still constructing it, is a Tarot 101. So kind of how to read tarot and how to interpret message and how to take your intuition and what comes up and what each card could mean in different circumstances and stuff like that. Because it really is beautiful and it keeps unfolding, kind of like astrology. If you study astrology, it just is, there's always more to learn, and it's always kind of gaining knowledge and wisdom and changing. Of course, you know, the sun moves a degree every day, the moon changes signs every 2 days. So there's always something going on, and there's always something to learn and to talk about in those worlds. And even tarot relates to astrology too, like each suit, pentacles, swords, wands, and cups, they all represent a different element. So once you learn how to read them, really, the artwork just becomes really fun, and translating it, different messages. You can see how the artists translate their own personal messages through the cards, through their artwork, which is really fun. But in order to do that, you kind of just have to know the basics of what each suit means, what a page represents, what a knight represents, etc. but I'm absolutely in love with these cards, and I just wanted to share them with you in case you're looking for a sweet new deck that is really beautiful, really planty looking. Like, I love decks that are very simple, you know, like green's my favorite color, green and purple actually, so this is very pleasing for me to look at and work with my hands. Like, it's very normal size deck as well. It's like pretty much a normal like Raider weight, no fancy width or crazy type of design here, pretty normal. Very easy to shuffle. The cards don't stick a lot. They're pretty, like, very thick, and they don't stick because I feel like it's the gold or whatever they're made is very nice, and kind of ridgy. Kind of has a little bit of a raised ridge so it separates easily. And very nice box with minimal packaging. The only thing was that there was plastic around it, but that was fine because you want this protected until the box, until you take it off. So yeah, shout out to Matt Hughes. I'm so thankful for this deck, so thankful for you, Matt Hughes, and your artistry and your teaching. Thank you so much for this beautiful artwork and way to work with divination and cards. And let me know if you guys try it out. Let me know if you guys have this deck and use it, if it's your favorite. It definitely is one of my favorites and my go-to. It's either this or the Raider weight, or obviously the Gilded for me. So let me know in the comments what you think, and if you're gonna try it out, and tag me in your videos. Hope you guys have a great holiday season. I'll be trying to upload here a little bit more reviews and stuff like that, so make sure to check back frequently and follow my Instagram mostly for the quickest updates. Talk to you guys soon. Sending lots of love. Thanks for tuning in.